Hi everyone, how's your training going? For me today started a little weird. We traveled yesterday to Latvia and I woke up a little tired today from the whole experience. I intended to shoot a vlog about it and share my travel tips, but the day turned out so hectic that I couldn't shoot a proper video. It's been almost 2 years since our last flight. We made all of the precautions. We did a PCR test on Thursday. This hospital looks more like a hotel. It's better than the hotel lobby. We even packed early on Friday because we were traveling with the baby and we wanted to make Saturday, the travel day, as easy as possible, but the day still turned out hectic. So instead of a travel vlog, today I will share my training progress as I ease into proper and structured marathon training. I'm in sunny and hot Jurmala and it's gonna be 30 degrees for the entire week, so pretty hot, and even though it's 9 AM we've already been to the sea to soak up the morning air. On this channel I started to share my training progress towards a marathon in October, and in the meantime, as I published a few videos, a few people reached out with questions, which I'm really grateful for. The theme of the questions was very similar. Essentially it was about how long should I run and at what pace should I run. First of all, you want to start slow to ease into your training, not jump straight into it. In my previous video I shared a principle how you can approach your training and how you can progress it over weeks and months. I also shared the training sessions that I did, and most of them were pretty easy. What I do want to talk today about is what easy actually means. People are different, and what some consider easy might be pretty hard for other people. Pain threshold and ego typically are the biggest factors that impact what easy means for a person. Which is why I always advise to train in zones and use heart rate as your guide to determine what your zones are. And when we talk about heart rate zones, by easy I mean your zone 1, zone 2. That's up to your 70% of target heart rate. And if you don't know how to calculate it, and if you don't know what target heart rate is, go to my blog. There is a calculator where you can input your data and it will calculate and estimate the training zones for you. For now, easy means conversational pace. That's where you can complete a full sentence, maybe multiple sentences at once without gasping for air. For me, a month ago, that started somewhere around 5:30 to 5:40 minutes per kilometer. Physiologically, to improve our base endurance, we want to train just around the so-called aerobic threshold. That's the point of time where the lactic acid starts to accumulate in your body, but it accumulates at a very slow rate. So by going out of your comfort zone just a little bit, maybe 20 minutes or 30 minutes in the beginning, we trigger smaller adaptations and we push our comfort zone a little further every time. So next time you can go slightly faster. So next time you can go slightly faster or maybe slightly longer, and these smaller steps compound. When we talk about building the base, we're essentially looking for two effects. One is to increase the amount of mitochondria we have in our muscle tissue, and second, to build base strength in our primary muscles and in our supportive muscles. Both of those effects optimize our body and improve our endurance, and you can spot it in two different ways. Either your average pace at the same heart rate starts to increase, or maintaining the same pace you can see gradually over weeks and months your heart rate decreasing. For building base, it's more effective to trigger smaller adaptations on a daily basis or on a few days basis, instead of doing these big sessions after which you need a few days to recover from. Many people struggle with sticking to zone 2 training because it is slower than you are used to running, and for many zone 2 would mean you need to slow down for a walk for a little bit. But it's important to remember that over time your fitness will improve, and what initially feels slow, as you grow your base, will become faster and faster. And if I look at my training data for the past month and a half, I can clearly see that effect. So on May 16th I did an easy session. It was around 6 kilometers, 31 minutes. My average pace was 5:27 at a heart rate 137, so that's my middle of zone 2. And if I look at the run that I did on Friday, it's almost twice as long. It was 50 minutes. My pace was 5:05 and my heart rate was just under 140, 139. So essentially the same heart rate, but within a month my speed increased from close to 5:30 to just over 5 minutes per kilometer. And most of that was done using the low heart rate method. So I was running essentially in zones 1 and 2. I did some of the workouts on the bike trainer. Those were also mostly in zone 2. Nothing too big, nothing too organized in that sense. Over the past month or so, I did around 20 hours of consistent training. And I know from experience that for me personal, 20 hours of consistent training is usually the time when my body starts to adapt, which is what I actually see from the data. Going forward in the next couple of weeks, my focus will be on increasing the distance and building some additional strength. I'll do that by running some hills, including some tempo intervals in zone 3. This pushes up the intensity of the training process a little bit, but since I have already some baggage of aerobic base, the body is able to tolerate and recover from that. For now though, I still feel it's harder to breathe when I do a zone 3, zone 4 interval compared to the form I was in September, October. So there's a lot of room for improvement. I'll share an update next week how it progresses and maybe do a video of how my week of base building actually looks like.